Always great catching up with my next guest. Loopy Godinez is going to be back in action. Big card here. UFC Mexico City, March 29th. Doesn't get much better than this. Loopy, how you doing?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm doing great. We were just talking about the weather. For those who don't know, Loopy and I live in the same province in British Columbia here. We've been getting some good weather. What did you get up to yesterday for the weekend? Because did you take advantage of the sunshine here in Vancouver?
Yeah, of course. I went for a little walk with the dogs, and then I went to see my dad and my sister and hang out. More training. I'm in camp, but super nice day, finally.
Good. You took advantage of it. That's good. That's awesome. Tell me how excited you were to get on this card. Because obviously, fighting in Mexico City's got to be on the bucket list for you for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's one of my, in my checklist and it's happening, and I'm really excited, to fight for the first time in Mexico. And it's really special time for me. And yeah, nothing better. We're a little bit less than a month, and I'm more than ready.
Is Vancouver on that bucket list? Do you want to fight close to home as well too?
Oh yes, 100%. If they come here, I will definitely love to be in the card here in Vancouver.
Did you ever consider fighting on the Seattle card? Was that ever something you wanted to do? Because it's a 3-hour drive, not too bad, or 2 hours and 40 minutes, I should say.
Yeah, I did ask, but I guess it was full or something.
They didn't have any women's fights on the card. Did you see that? That was kind of interesting. I think that's one of the few times that's happened. So
I know. I thought that was weird, but things happen for a reason, and now
exactly. And you got the better opportunity here in Mexico City, I'd say. So that's great. Did you want to fight a bit sooner than this, or I guess it was? I imagine the plan was probably they wanted to put you on the Mexico card, so it didn't really matter the timing, right?
Yeah, sometimes this time off that I had, I feel like I have improved quite a bit. Sometimes, when you're fighting, it's hard to learn new tools, to add stuff. But now that I took some time off, I feel like, everything came even better together. So I'm very excited to showcase my, in this fight.
Never fun to talk about a loss, but what did you take away the most from that fight with Mackenzie Dern? It's obviously a really, really tough opponent.
Yeah, it's really tough. She's up there for a reason. She's been around for quite a bit now, and she's great. And I learned a lot from that fight. But also at the same time, give me so much confidence. Because I was on the ground with her. She had me in an armbar. So like that being said, I'm not saying, I'm gonna play jiu-jitsu with her, but also tells me that I'm not that bad my jiu-jitsu either,
No, a lot of women don't live to go to the scorecards with Mackenzie Dern, right? Because they get submitted. So it's very impressive.
Yeah, exactly. So like that gives me a lot of confidence, and like if we had to run it back, in the future, I'm down. I feel it will be different outcome, and I'm learning, and I don't regret anything, and this is my path, so I'm just living it. I'm enjoying it.
And you're fighting the best fighters in the world. I mean, you look at some of the names that you fought already in your career. It's great. So it all sort of leads up to where it's supposed to go, right? And another good opponent here, 17 fight veteran. What do you know about her? How do you feel like you match up against her?
She's great. I feel like she will want to keep her stand up. I will think her Muay Thai. She's good in the clinch, and I feel like we match really, really well. I really think it's going to be a fun fight, and I'm looking for the finish.
Camp. I see you did most of your camp at home, although you were telling me just before we hopped on here that you are going to go to Mexico to do some training as well. So how has camp been structured? Because it looks like the majority of it has been back in Vancouver.
Yeah, it's been great. I've been working with WKX, with Jay Johnson, with Colin Danes, and Dion Wong, I think.
Okay.
Wing.
Yeah, I know you mean. Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu, striking, and wrestling, Colin. And it's been great. I feel like they done an amazing job putting all my training, all the game plan, like strategically, like everything has been amazing. My body feels amazing thanks to the times that we have for training and stuff. So I'm really pleased being here. And we're leaving on the 15th to acclimatize because Mexico City.
Yeah,
and then you step in 29 into the cage.
Will you be training at Alexa's gym when you go down there, Alexa Grasso's gym, or are you just getting down there and just getting there early?
No, I'm going straight to Mexico City.
Oh, okay, cool. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Who are you getting to work with here? Because I saw actually someone that I know quite well. I saw you getting to train a bit with Tony Laramie, who's in Risen now. How is it getting to work with him?
Yeah, he was here for a few weeks, and it was great. Super nice guy and really talented. Just watching him train, and I got to do a little bit with him. So moving around jiu-jitsu, he's really good.
I don't know why the UFC didn't sign him. That's still one of the most puzzling things. And I know flyweight, in the men's division doesn't get a lot of love these days, but that was like an obvious one because Tony's really, like, people haven't seen Tony fight. He's incredible. I've been following him since when he fought for TKO back in the day when him and TJ were under the banner. And it's just cool to see him get these opportunities like with Risen because I think they're getting the benefits of how good Tony is. And he's got the mullet now. He's even becoming a bit of a character, right? So it must be cool to get to work with him a bit, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Who else did you get to work with as far as training partners here?
Well, my sister Anna.
Of course, yeah.
She's been great. She's been pushing me. She went to the Olympics. It's been amazing having her as a training partner. Then Jamie Ling. She's been part of.
Oh yeah, Jamie Lynn Horth. Yeah.
Yeah. Mel. That's another girl that is in BC. And Dion has been my partner too. A small guy. He's been great. And Sonia and Rhythm. I have a bunch of girls here that has been really good.
Nice, good variety, which is great. What about your corner? Who's going to be making the trip with you to Mexico City?
Yeah, so in my corner, to Mexico City, I'm going first on the 15th with Colin Danes and Ana Paula, my sister. To move around and stuff, and then.
Oh, just lost your mic for a second.
Jones
there you go.
is
Got
coming.
you back.
Jay Jonesy and Dion are coming the Sunday, like the week after, and yeah, the DI is there, so it's gonna be great.
Yeah, that's a nice benefit there too. Get some meals and recovery and all that stuff. Weight cutting will be a little bit easier there. How's this fight playing out on March 29th? How do you see it unfolding?
Oh, I see. I'm very excited. I'm going for the finish. We're gonna see a finish. I feel it, and the way we've been training is totally different. And yeah, I'm excited to showcase.
What do you make of the obviously not your division, but they've got the women's title fight booked between Valentina and Manon Fior. That's going to be in Montreal. That's actually a really good card that's coming up in May. How do you see that fight playing out? Because Manon's fairly good. Like, she got a really good win over Erin Blanchfield in her last fight. Valentina just won the title back. Obviously, you're very familiar with Valentina with having worked with Alexa. How do you think that fight plays out? Because that's an interesting one.
It is an interesting one, and I was thinking about it the other day, actually, and I couldn't pick one right now, to be honest. Like, both moments are incredible, amazing, but also like they both have their own things, and let's see how it plays out. I have a hard time picking one for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if Manon wins, or if Valentina is still a champ. Like, it's so, yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's gonna be a good one coming up here. Remind me again, like, how many more fights do you have left on your contract? Do you have a few more? Because I think you re-signed recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it's 5. I think I have like 4.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, then you're good, obviously, because again, like, the UFC likes you. Obviously, they're giving you this opportunity here in Mexico City, so I think they know like what you bring. And the nice thing too is I'm sure they could use you on Canadian cards. Which, by the way, you heard that they announced, I think it was last week when they did the Montreal presser. Looks like they're going to come back to Western Canada. So to me, I think that's either Calgary or Vancouver. It's got to be one of those. I don't think they're going to go to Edmonton 2 years in a row. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I only know about the Montreal. I didn't hear about the other one. Coming this way, but yeah, I'm down to be on any of those cards. If because they said Western Canada, so that has to be like Alberta or BC, I would think. Yeah. I don't know where else that would be. It wouldn't be the Maritimes, right? Unless my geography's bad, but I don't think they're going to go elsewhere behind there. So yeah, something to keep in mind for sure. And then I imagine after this, you want to keep active, like, again, just see how this fight goes and then reassess. And like you said, I'm sure the time off was good, but also keep a good schedule for the year too, right? Yeah, definitely 3-4 this year will be great. If the body is healthy, why not, right?
Lots of stuff going on in your division. First and foremost, what did you think of that title fight that we had earlier this year? Weili Zhang, Tatiana Suarez. I'm watching that first round. You as a wrestler too, I'm sure you're watching that going, man, Tatiana's looking good. And then it was all Weili Zhang after that. What did you think of that fight?
You know, Weili's so good, and like I wasn't like super surprised that she did that because like she's really good. But I was, you know, Tatiana, she's been through a lot, and like I'm sure like for her to get to the belt and like just to be there, I feel like it's a huge accomplishment for her. You know, and I don't know how is her body, but at the same time, once you've been through so many injuries, I think it's hard to train like Weili that I know of. She haven't had any big surgeries, or she haven't go through something like Tatiana, right? So I feel like Tatiana did an amazing job, and yeah, I mean, it's what it is, right? Like I'm not sure what's next for her, but I really respect them both.
Do you think that could be a matchup for you in the future, you and Tatiana, just with the wrestling style? I think that would be kind of interesting to see how that goes. You know, again, fight to fight, but that could be a fight down the line, maybe, if it happens.
Oh yeah, it will be super fun to step with her in the cage for sure. She's one of those girls that she won't give up, right?
Yeah, it always makes it a good fight. Now there's talk about Weili moving up to 125 because, you know, again, she got this big win and was very dominant. So a lot of women, you know, I think maybe there's talk of Mackenzie maybe fighting for the title, but then there's also talk about her moving up, and seems like Dana White wants her to fight the winner of Valentina and Manon Fior. How do you think Weili Zhang would do at 125? Because she's pretty strong for your weight class.
Yeah, I think she will do really good. She's fast, she's strong, and yeah, I think she will just handle her just fine.
Do you think you could see her being a double champ? Do you think she could win the title at 125?
I can see that, yes, 100%. Yeah.
There we go. Quite the endorsement. Okay, last question. Downtime. I know, you know, being back in BC, there's lots of stuff to do. I know the weather right now is getting better, right? So you can do more stuff. You gone on any hikes or done anything interesting? I know you're in camp, but I'm sure you get a bit of time to go like see the outdoors a bit too.
I mean, a little bit, but not too much. Usually when I'm in camp, I'm pretty like, you know,
yeah, hunkered down. Yeah.
Yeah, and like tired to be hiking. You know, I live up here in the Burnaby Mountain, SFU, so I get a lot of trails and I do short walks and stuff like that with the dogs, but that's about it.
Yeah, I was going to say where you are, I'm like even just going for like a little walk out there, that's almost like a hike in itself because there's a lot of hills, right? So that's good too. Cool. Well, Loopy, we're looking forward to it. UFC Mexico City, March 29th, going to be right around the corner. Anyone you want to thank before we get out of here? Any sponsors, any social media, if you want to thank your sister, any of that, I'll give you the last word.
Well, thank you for having me.
Of course.
You know, everyone that has been involved in my camp, I feel really lucky, really blessed to have all of these people with me, starting with, you know, my sister, Colin, Jay, Dion, all my training partners. You know, we have a great thing going, and I'm excited. I'm really excited, and I'm very confident.
There we go. Looking forward to it.